Hi, my name is Jim Hedrick, aka Mr. Jim. I was the Scoutmaster of Troop 16 here at Southview Christian Church from 1977 to 1997. Plus the fact I am the last of the Scoutmasters that served the troop for the first 82 years of our existence. In other words, back in the beginning, we had a Scoutmaster for a very short time, but I think his name's on the original charter, and that's almost like Yo-Yo, but Yoho. And he only held the post for 1 year, to my knowledge. And then after him, Ward Betzer took over, and guess what? He did it for 35 years. That's monumental, even anybody's timetable. And this is a picture of him when he was a little older. Foundation was laid by Ward Betzer. His picture he's the Scoutmaster in that picture down at the Scout office that hangs on the wall down there. But he more or less brought it out of its infancy into where we are today. I was a scout in Troop 16 and actually Pack 16 as well. Howard Wilbur, and he signed my tenderfoot. I remember he used to live not too far from here, and I passed it, had my review on his front porch. But then after Howard, we had a Scoutmaster by the name of Ken Alice, and he only did it for 1 year. Here's the only picture that I know of Ken Alice, our Scoutmaster, for a year. He filled in after Howard Wilbur and Barney. He was in between Howard and Barney. But I dated his daughter when I was in high school. And then Barney McLaughlin came along, and that was my Scoutmaster for up until I became the Scoutmaster. Barney did it for like 18 years. He died on the job. When I came back from Illinois, he always said, "Hey, when are you going to get active in scouting again, blah, blah, blah." And I said, well, at this time, we were reconstructing this education area. And I said, well, when we get done with that, I'll think about it, Well, he died. And before the project was done, and I ended up taking the post in. And it's sort of been part of me, or it always has been part of me since then. But so I had 3 Scoutmasters actually, which is sort of rare in Troop 16. But when I became Scoutmaster, I'm going to just say March is when Barney died, or when I became Scoutmaster. And one of the first things right out of the chute, I had to recharter. Well, here I was just a dumb guy that they drug in off the street to be the Scoutmaster, And my commissioner came to my house, and we sat down at the kitchen table, went through the charter, and I told her I had 3.5 boys. Well, I actually had 2, and we kept about 3 or 4 scouts on the charter that I never met, just so we'd had enough to keep the troop going. And that was at the advice of our commissioner. My first year at camp as an adult leader. This is a picture of the troop my first year, and I think I had 8 boys, and I was the only adult. So I learned how to count to 8 real well that year. I said, I'll do it for a little bit. And And then Woody came along. We're getting sort of off script here, but Woody came along and he said, well, how long are you going to be a scout leader? And I said, until I get my first Eagle Scout. Well, I had a kid join the troop from another troop, and he was already like a star, a Life Scout. And he became an Eagle Scout. And Woody says, you're not going to quit, are you? I go, no, he don't count because I didn't have him from start to finish. Then Woody was relieved. That's my crowning glory picture of the troop. And I can guarantee you that wasn't everybody, because it was taken after a meal up at the dining hall. Me eating a banana, that's something to be proud of. The fact that the Scoutmasters, the adult leadership, came from the sponsoring institution for 83 years. But then we went through a period after I left. We had John Mahaney, and he did it for 2 or 3 years. We had Eric Shane, John Celestine do it, and then Eric Shane, and now Ron. So that's 5 leaders we've had since I was the Scoutmaster. Once we get to that part in our history, the girls come along, and Sam